transaction documentation. Can you tell us anything about sums of money paid to the different governors? Sums of money, 600,000 each, was paid to the different governors of the regions.
Yes.
With regard to, it would appear, Tobaski, Ramadan,
Rams,
I think,
yeah.
Ramadan Rams.
Yes.
What can you tell us about this?
These were instructions issued by the former president so that they could buy cattle and slaughter and sell to the people.
Sell it to the people?
In their locality, yes.
And then what?
And then the monies were to be refunded.
The monies were to be refunded?
Yes, they were to be paid back into the account at the central bank.
I see.
I think that was a clear instruction at the time.
What do you know about the president's ram sales? Because the first evidence that you gave indicated that some 600,000 was invested in ram sales.
All I know is that the sheep would be sold at the Makati Square, and they were sold by soldiers. That's all I know.
That's all you know?
Yes, please.
Do you know what happened to the money?
The money, I don't know. I don't know.
Was there any person in particular responsible for these ram sales?
Yeah, well, the soldiers, yes, please. The soldiers, the soldiers were responsible. Exactly who, I can't remember now, but they were really sold by the soldiers. The state guard soldiers, yes.
I see. Now, there's a payment to one Toyi, Kenning, and Spencer.
Yes, please.
They were paid from the Gamiko training account this time.
That's correct.
And you and Lamin Nyabali sent the request for payment.
Yes, please.
Who are these? Who is Toyi, Kenning, and Spencer, and why were they being paid?
Yes, Toyi, Kenning, and Spencer is a British firm that specializes in making, ceremonial regalia, decorations, medals, certificates. So they designed the medals of honor for the Gambia. These are the ones, use awards to people at occasions. The MRD, the ORG, the CRGs, yes. They produce those medals.
160,000 pounds?
Yes, please. The medals were ordered from the UK. And they were approved by him. I think I have evidence that those were approved by him.
That's a substantial sum of money, amounting
Yes.
to some $9.8 million.
That is true. Well, please, what is the date on that letter?
11 June 2015.
Yes, this instruction is attached to the request.
What did you his instructions?
It's attached to the copy of the request I have. And I kept a copy of the request and attached his instruction.
That's instructions from the ex-president?
Yes, please.
Let's have it. Can you collect the request, please, from the witness? Thank you.
It says approve and should be paid from the Bureau's account. So.
Right. Now the tax recovery.
Yes, please.
Mr. Ture, the tax recovery account.
Which one of them, ma?
The one at Trust Bank.
Yes, please.
You were signatory to this account as well?
That is correct.
Now, these were also public funds.
That is correct.
Taken from. Can you tell us the circumstances relating to the opening of this account?
Okay, I may not be able to remember the details, but I know that a main account was opened at the Guarantee Trust Bank. And then, following the tax commission, led by Justice Mama Singate then, I think after that tax commission, there were issues, and some other people or companies were reassessed, and they were made to pay. When these payments came in, I think they were paid to GRA, and then the monies were, the GRA asked him how they could deal with the monies. So he said we should open an account at the trust bank where these monies would be lodged. And we did that.
He gave those instructions?
Yes, he did. He did.
Okay. Where will we find those instructions?
I think I have a copy of the instruction. It's in my documents.
Okay, can you locate it, please?
Yes, I will try to locate it.
Not now, but you can note it and
yes,
submit
yes.
it to the Secretariat.
Yes. Okay.
Now, from the payments that were made and which you authorized, I would like to ask you a few questions. There are payments to a company called...
Sorry, excuse me, let me just put this down. Yes, please.
There are payments to a company called Mobicel.
Mobicel.
Mobicel, yes. Blue Ocean Wireless.
That is correct.
What are these payments for?
These payments were for the intercom system. We had a Cisco system at the State House. It was an intercom which linked his office, his household, with the various offices at the State House. The payments were in relation to that project.
Why couldn't the payments be paid from the budget? Why from tax recovery funds?
These were approved by him. Because when the invoices came in, it would be sent to him, and then he would decide where to pay from.
You had a budget.
Yes,
a substantial amount of money from every estimate is allocated to the Office of the President.
Yes.
So why couldn't expenses relating to the Office of the President be paid out of the budget allocation?
That is the normal thing to do, but because the ex-president knew everything that was happening in the office. So even if we wanted to pay from the normal budget, we would still seek his approval. And sometimes some of these works that he would sanction would not be budgeted for. Because these are just things which come up and he would ask us to do it. So some of them are really not budgeted for. So that's why he resorts to, these funds.
Does he participate in the budget process?
His Excellency the President?
Yes.
No, please.
When you are making your submissions for budget allocation to be made for the Office of the President?
No, he wouldn't. He doesn't. He didn't.
He didn't?
No, he didn't.
He wouldn't tell the Secretary General what his needs were for the year?
No, ma. We always had budget overruns. Always.
You always had?
Budget overruns. At the State House. Always budget overruns because of extra budgetary expenditure.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, a check of $100,000 was issued to you.
Yes.
From this account.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes.
What were the funds for?
What, please?
What were the funds for, and what did you do?
It was meant for. He embarked on a nationwide dialogue with the People's Store, and he asked us to get the money to pay to the protocol officers as incidental expenses. So
as what?
Incidental expenses. Incidental expenses, yes. So the money was paid to me. I handled the cash. But we only spent 20,000 out of it, $20,000. And then the $80,000, I paid it back into the account at the Trust Bank Limited.
I see.
And then I have record of how the $20,000 was spent.
Okay. Who spent the 20,000?
The protocol officers. They spent it on telephones. And I made all of them to sign for the amount of money that they took from me.
Okay.
And for what purpose it was used for.
Do you want to admit?
Yes, I have that.
Yes. Yes, give it to us.
Where is the tax record? It's here. Attached to it is the, excuse me, ma'am. Okay. There are two documents attached, but they all relate to the same transaction. One is the 20,000, how it was spent, and the other one, the proof that I paid the 80,000 back into the account. Franklin and Franklin. Yes, Franklin and Franklin. Yes. Yes, please.
Sorry, let me repeat. Who is Franklin and Franklin? Some of 330,000 paid to them?
I think Franklin and Franklin are the proprietors of Coco Ozone Resort Hotel. Coco Ozone.
Coco Ocean.
Yes, please.
Coco Ocean here.
Yes. No, sorry, please. The Coconut Residence.
Coconut Residence.
Yes, the one to the left on the way to Brikama.
Do you remember why they were being paid 330,000?
Yes. At some point in the past, the Gambia was chair of the AU Peace and Security Council. And then, they had a meeting here during the Southern Sudan crisis. So some of the guests were lodged in that hotel. So the payments were for the bills in that respect.
What was the event you said?
They are meant to pay for accommodation, cost of accommodation for the delegates to the AU Peace and Security Council meeting on Southern Sudan crisis at the time.
One Mr. Alaji Jallo,
yes, please,
who was paid some monies,
yes, please,
mentioned you
yes,
in his evidence that
I gave him money.
That you gave him the money.
Yes.
What can you tell us about these transactions?
The payment was in respect of the work that he did in Marakisa. I think it was a campaign promised by His Excellency then that he would do them a footbridge between Marakisa and I think Dasilami also. So Alaji Jallo was given that contract. He signed the contract with the Ministry of Works, and then the President promised that he would pay. So as per the contract terms, he was paid in 3 separate installments. The first advance, I was given cash to give him, which I did. And then the subsequent payments, the second and the third payments, were done via check from the Trust Bank tax recovery account. And I have His Excellency's approval to that effect.
The authority for you to pay from that account?
Yes, please.
You have the authority?
Yes, I do.
Yes, let's have it.
That is it.
Okay, thank you. Who is Fonyi Carpentry and Construction?
Fonyi Carpentry and Construction, the proprietor is one Matar Jajo.
Matar?
Jaju.
Jaju.
Yes, please.
Right. Why was State House paying him money?
Yes, he did work at the within the State House premises. There is a place that we call, I think, Battery Flat.
Battery
The
Flat.
Flat, yeah, the residence of the State Guard employees, soldiers.
So how were these works allocated? Normally there is a procedure for procurement.
No, this was, all I saw was a request to pay him. So, I didn't know how he, got the contract, or how he was awarded the contract. And I suspect very well that this was through some personal
Who requested
contacts.
you to pay him?
Pardon?
Who requested you to pay him?
His Excellency the President, or the former President.
You have the request?
Yes, I do.
Let's have it. Did you ever meet the proprietor of Fonyi Carpentry Workshop?
Yes, I did. I think I issued him with the check. I gave him the check.
Normally works like these that were allocated and paid for from public funds.
Yes, please.
Was there anyone in particular who was supervising them and who would certify that the works were done?
Okay, this particular works were being certified by the State Guard Commander.
State Guard Commander?
Yes, please.
The one you mentioned, Ansumana Tamba?
Yes, please. The body commander of the State Guards and Mr. Kausuketa. Yeah, and Mr. Kausuketa. We had somebody at the office called Mr. Keta Kausu.
Mr.
Kausuketa.
Kausuketa, yes?
Yes, please.
He was responsible for what?
Himself and the State Guards Commander were responsible for verifying the work done.
Is that the document you want to show us?
Yes, ma'am, I do. That's the approval by His Excellency, the former President, yes.
Now, you are signatory to the National Youth Development Fund, as mentioned.
Yes, please.
There are just two payments, withdrawals that I would like you to tell us about.
Yes, please.
There's a withdrawal, two withdrawals, significant sums of money to be paid for the maintenance of an aircraft.
Yes, please.
Spartan, the payments were made to...
Spartan College of Aviation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which aircraft is this?
They were from the Youth Development Fund.
The aircraft?
You're asking, sorry, ma'am, can you repeat that, please?
Payments were made to us for the maintenance of a state aircraft.
Yes, please, state aircraft, yes.
Do you know which aircraft this was?
Unless I see the...
Is it an aircraft in existence?
Unless I see the request. I know we have, as at the time I left office, there were 3 aircraft which belong to the state.
3 aircraft?
Yes, 3 aircraft.
Yes.
And one was a Russian made. We call it the Illusion, I-L-Y-S-U-N, something. It's difficult to pronounce, anyway.
Sorry?
I'm saying it's difficult to pronounce. Illusion. So
Okay.
It sounds like the Illusion. That was a Russian-made aircraft. And then we had I think that was a McDonnell Douglas, Super 27 aircraft, McDonnell Douglas. And then we had another one, I think it's a Bombardier Challenger. Challenger, yes. I may miss the exact names, but...
And these were all maintenance in the
The
US?
Challenger, the Super 27, and the Illusion. So I don't know, unless I see the document, I may not be able to tell for which aircraft they were, the payments were in respect of. But it's most, if the works were in the US, it's most likely that they were for the Super 27, which is McDonnell Douglas, a US made aircraft.
Do you know how these aircraft were acquired?
For the Super 27, I was witness to a final payment that was not witnessed per se, but the final payment was done by the Social Security through a loan to government. And I was witness to the signing ceremony of that loan between the Secretary General and the Managing Director of Social Security.
I see.
For the final payment for the state aircraft.
One of the aircraft.
The Super 27, yes.
Which one of them?
The Super 27.
All right.
Yes.
For the other two?
The other two, I don't know how they were acquired.
Now, what can you tell us about the vehicles, the luxury vehicles that are at the State House? How were they acquired?
To be candid, I don't know how those were acquired. I don't know.
You don't know.
In fact, I was surprised, even though I was at the State House for 4 years, I didn't know that some of the vehicles were there. It was after the event that I saw them, in the social media.
I see. All right. We still have some accounts coming in. If you have any questions regarding those accounts, we will call you. What we would like you to do is to compile all the documents that you have relating to payments in and out of these accounts that I mentioned,
Yes, ma'am.
which you will submit to the Secretariat.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Meanwhile, Mr. Chairman, I would like to apply to have admitted some of the supporting documents which the witness has volunteered and which he has told us represents approvals he had received for some of the payments that were made from the various central bank accounts and the tax recovery account of the trust bank.
You may want to look at these ones as well.
Yes, Counsel. Are those documents related to those we have here?
Sorry, yes, I would like to add these.
Very well.
Now, these are Mr. Ture.
Yes, please.
I believe these are payments from the to GIA.
Yes, they are payments to GI, yes. The tax recovery account, yes. From the tax recovery account.
Okay. Okay. All right. Mr. Chairman, I would like to have added a minute from the Secretary General, Mr. Sabali, to the President in respect of a Hajj package for 7 pilgrims per region of the country, costing a total of 13,383,600, which His Excellency approved, paid for from public funds.
Yes, and if you read the minute, he said he would refund the money, but I did not think he did.
Okay, let's have them admitted. Then we might ask you more questions about them. But you are giving them to me as payments from those accounts that I have mentioned. Yes, thank you.
I want to appeal that I would have the copies of those. I'm saying that I want to appeal that I have